All right. Okay, amazing, amazing. Good morning, good evening to you, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to another power packed session, powerfully powered by Oloja Org. And I have absolute pleasure in welcoming you all to today's session. It's going to be terrific, that one I can promise you. So I've got Noah on the call as well. We're going to be co-hosting this event together. And we have the pleasure of having both Victor and Emmy. Both of them are going to be sharing their experience in this space. But before we even delve into any of those things, I just want to get a sense of where you all are joining us from today. So if you wanted to leave me a quick message in the group chat, something around your name and why you've tuned in today, that'd be great. So my name is Tayo. I am tuning in from Victoria or from Perth, wherever. Just let us know where you're joining in from. It helps us to know what a diverse audience we've got. So I'm super pleased and super excited to have you all spending your Saturday morning with us. And I promise you, it is going to be worth your time. That one is for sure. That one is definitely for sure. Thank you for joining, Eugenie, Godwin, Moye, Augustine. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. So today's session is really going to be the day that you shift your mind from lamenting on whatever your limitations are, from lamenting what privileges you lack, from lamenting about the immigration, Australian system. Today is the day that you actually start to focus on what success you can create for yourself. If you know anything about myself and Noah and the entire team, we are all about prosperity of all, thriving in Australia rather than surviving. And if you're joining from the UK or Canada as well, thriving as an immigrant wherever you are, as opposed to just surviving. You know what I mean by surviving, where you're just breezing through each day. You're just living the day as it comes. You're just chasing shift and chasing all of these things. Not like it's bad, but there is certainly other amazing things that you can do for yourself. So today's session is going to be focusing on how you can create success for yourself by taking action. By taking action. And speaking of action, if you're new here, my name is Tayo Oriowo. I am the co-founder of Oloja Hub, as well as Sing Skills as well. Noah's going to introduce himself very shortly. Thank you, Godwin, for joining from all the way from Nigeria. Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Such a dedication. I know it's quite late over there, but thank you for joining. If you know anything about us, we thrive and pride ourselves in excellence. And that drives every single thing that we do to the people that we interact with. So every interaction that we make is driven like, what am I going to leave this person with? And what are they leaving me with as well? Those things are super important. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can monetize your skills in Australia, delving into the practical way. And I know that you're thinking, what are they going to talk about? Are they going to tell me how I'm going to make money, or is this a get rich quick scheme? No. It's just simply what are the things that you and I currently are doing today that makes us leave money on the table? What are the things that you and I are doing today that is making us flush at least $20,000 in the toilet? And I know you probably haven't heard that before, but we'll delve right into all of these things. So, as part of the other amazing things that we do on the side, if you're new, we do support immigrants in Australia to explore no code tech roles. So, people who have got the desire to build their skills in the tech space. So, whether you want to become a business analyst, scrum master, or product owner, we are literally your one stop hub, and no one does it as best as we do. And there is proof for it, there is testament for it. And this month alone, there's been series of offers. averaging $130,000. If you're in any of our channels, you would have seen the screenshot of business analyst offers flying around. These things are a testament of the hard work that we put into every single thing that we do. And that cascades into our beautiful baby, Oloja Hub, which we have just launched as well. And Oloja Hub, like I said, is powerfully sponsoring today's webinar that is going to shape everyone's mind, that is going to move us from blaming Australia. A good number of people have got businesses back in Nigeria before they came into the country. But since they've come into the country, they've had to just settle for what's available to them. And we want to stop that. We don't want you to have to make excuses and say, well, it's because I'm living in this country or it's because I have to chase this. No. Today is the day that you and I start to take action, knowing fully well that every action that I take today is going to make the person that I become in 1 to 5 years. Super, super critical. So please, I want you to stay with us on this journey. Stay with us as we go on today's session. We've got a lot of things really packed for you. Emmy and Victor as well. They've got a whole lot of things packed for us that are going to be shared on their own personal journey, which is super important. Noah?
Thank you so much, Tayo. Thank you so much. Let me first of all acknowledge Ari and Victor for giving us their time to share their immense experience. Thriving in Australia, also getting on the fast lane, which is what I want to talk about today. So it's important to start by, acknowledging that as immigrants, we face unique issues and challenges when we're here. Whether in Australia, whether in UK, Canada, US, it's not easy. It's not easy at all to settle, to integrate. And a lot of people, when you get a visa and you're like in that euphoria, you're happy, yeah. But we don't actually understand the magnitude of the work you need to put in to restart that process. Because let's be like factual. To settle in a new country requires a restart process. If you're in a career before, maybe you've got a good career. I've met so many people. They were doctors, accountants, lawyers. They had their career going back home, maybe Nigeria, Africa, and whatever country. But when they moved, whether to Australia, UK, it's been challenging to find that groove back, to get back into professional work, to settle in jobs that fires them up, that they enjoy doing. And now they've had to settle in jobs that they feel like, oh, I think I can do better, right? But I don't have a direction on how I can go about that. And that's one part of what we've been solving with Sync Skills in the last couple of years. And we've made a lot of impact. We've made so many people, even just 2 days ago, or was it yesterday, one of our students got offer as well, which is incredible. And I can just feel the vibration, the joy in his voice. Like $130,000 offer is no more a pipe dream. And for us, we are also by this session saying that that is not the end. It is just the start. So we want people to get into jobs where they're not killing themselves in shift, where there's no time to actually even, think about, okay, what next can I do? You see, there's a lot of things that we've gotten wrong, and I dare say because I've gone on a quest of acquiring a lot of knowledge through books, mentorship, courses, coaches, etc., etc. And what I've found out is that I've been lied to. So I sit here and share that for me personally, I've got two masters, right? I've got two master's degree. I've got a BSc. I've spent at least 8, 9 years actually pursuing educational progress, more qualification and certification, numerous certification, right? I thought, wow, I need to actually acquire all of these things so that my value can be increased, so that I can be respected in my industry and all of that. But as soon as I found out this one truth, everything changed for me. You see, there's three lanes to financial freedom and wealth. There's the sidetrack, right? The sidetrack is, you see those people that they are one crisis away from being broke. They have mortgage stress. They have, like, they live from paycheck to paycheck. They are one financial or health situation from experiencing catastrophe. So those people that live paycheck to paycheck, they're in the sidetrack. And there are other people that are on the slow lane. I've been on the slow lane for many, many years. And I'm still on the slow lane. I'm trying to pivot. And that's why we're like, yeah, we're going to actually come and share our knowledge with you so that you can have that mindset shift that, wow. So when I read this book, Millionaire Fastlane by DJ McCall, I'm like, DeMarco rather, I was like, wow. You see, the slow lane is like, you get that advice. You need to go to school. You need to study hard, get the best grade so that you can be the best employee, work, build your career for 30 years, and then get retired, right? You get retired, assuming you have a great career, you have some money in your retirement, and then that is like slowly into wealth. 30 years, come on. We keep working for people, building other people's dream. Whilst that is not wrong, if you don't have ownership throughout that journey, ownership is what gives you wealth. Ownership meaning if you don't have shares in the company where you've been working and contributing that you can bank on as the company grows, you're growing. If you don't have ownership in a business that you either started or bought, then you're going to be stuck on the slow lane of I just work for people, get my salary, you be in that salary trap. Maybe you're even financially literate. You invest a bit of it. That's best case. You invest a bit of it. But think about it. It takes how many years for things to vest, for it to compound, right? And I talk about investing as well. It takes a lot of time. So that is the slow lane. You continue to do that, and maybe you're rich at 65. And 65, you can't go on vacation. You can't even travel from Australia to Nigeria because you're already like weary. I can't enjoy sitting in a flight, 24-hour flight. So we don't want people to get stuck in the slow lane. And I see every single day, even me myself, I've been in the slow lane and I'm trying to pivot, right? So I'm like, hey, let's share this knowledge so people start to think about how do we get into the fast lane. The fast lane is about you thinking about what problem you can solve in the world. Like we've got our darling Ari and Victor here. They're solving specific problem in their niche, providing value. There is no cap to how much they can earn. There is no cap to the freedom that they can get. If they want to expand, they know what to do. I just need to get more people to patronize my service and I will make more money. I don't need to go to a boss to say, hey, increase my salary. True story. Last year, like August, after I've worked hard for this particular company, they promoted me. And they're like, yeah, no, fantastic, you're promoted. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm excited. Let me see the promotion. Do you know they actually put 1,500 dollars on top of my salary, right? So at the time I was earning 140K. They now added 1.5. I showed my wife like 1.5. Like I've been craving for this promotion, but it's 1.5 you added. How when will I get rich? When will I be rich? And I'm working hard, helping the company. You can see they recognize that they're giving me promotion letter, but how much is the difference? And I'm still grateful. At least I got a difference, right? I'm grateful. I get promoted. But the point is, contrastly, the effort and the value that I've created through my company to help people get into jobs that gives them flexibility, dream, and all of that, I can make more money. I've made more money from doing that, from creating more impact than I can ever make from being stuck in jobs. Right? That was the light bulb moment for me when I read Millionaire Fasting. I'm like, God, Noah, you have been rotting away in the slow lane. That was it for me. And that's why we're talking about business. Business, whether you're buying a business, whether you're running a business, or if you're an employee and you've got a share ownership, going back to what I said, you've got ownership in whether the company that you're working with, so they give you stock option or shares, then you have ownership. So if the company is growing, you are also going to grow that way. It's like running, kind of like running a business. So if you don't have ownership, you don't have a business you're running, or you don't have a business you plan to buy, you are going to be stuck on the slow lane. That is a road to wealth on your wheelchair. I don't want people to be thinking about retirement. There are people that have built product now. They raise, you see it in the news, $2 million, $10 million, right? And they become millionaires. Why? Why are they different? We can be those people as well. And amazing people, even back in Africa, they are doing that, building companies, building application, building solution, and then they get investor, they make money, they make impact, they get on the fast lane. So if you're not going to take anything here today, is that whether you have that skill or not, you can learn any skill. You need to start to make plans to get into the what? Millionaire fast lane. It is freedom, I tell you. It is control. It is not really about money. It's about dictating how you spend your time and not allowing job to drag you here and drag you there. Some people are not sleeping. And I know I'm talking a lot. It's an intro, but my name is Noah. For just meeting, I'm the founder of Sync Skills, and we're building, in my attempt to get into the fast lane, we're building a larger hub that will create prosperity for business owner and people that want to actually get things done, to connect and foster that prosperity. Thank you for joining this session, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of value. Thank you. Tayo?
Terrific, terrific. Thank you so much, Noah. If you're just joining, please let us know where you're joining in from. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're joining from as well. Amazing. All right, so let's delve into it. Noah already spoke very extensively on importance of skills. And I guess one thing I want to really, really emphasize here for anyone watching or listening to us wherever is you need to know that you only need two things to be great and successful. Literally two things. And if you don't already have a pen and a paper, I'm going to pen this down on my note. You need skills and consistency. If you have those two things, you can be guaranteed that you're going to be successful in life. You've got skills, you've got dedication up your sleeve to continue to nurture that skill, you're going to be unstoppable. So, skill is not just, I know how to do this thing, then leave it like that. Emmy and Victor will share the experience. You need to every day constantly innovate. Think about how can I make this better? How can this be different? How can I do something different from what I was doing prior? So on this call today, we're going to be finding out what some of our hobbies and skills are. Remember, we're talking about how can we start to think about how we can monetize these skills. And don't be alarmed if these skills are not things that you currently have. As an example, some of us may have to start to learn or think about ways on how we can develop those skills from today. So your own, it could be you want to learn a tech skill as an example. You may not necessarily have the skill right now. That's fine. But if you do, then jackpot, you're already a step closer. If you don't, then even better, you learn. So I want us to do a quick exercise. If you're on this call, thank you, Ola. Thank you, IBK Rashid. I want you guys to list in the group chat. What do you think some of your skills are? What do you think some of your talent are? What do you think some of your interests are? And as you're doing this, I'm going to categorize them into the three different types to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about. So whatever your skills are, your skills could be, you could be a creative person. It could be in fashion, as an example. You could really, really love styling or just sketching things, not necessarily to sew, but you're a stylist or you're a designer. Yours could be copywriting. You could be a really, really terrific copywriter. Yours could be just content creation, as an example. I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm not a social media person. Those words are words of 1990, 1989. You have to be a social media person. That's where everything is happening. I'm seeing Emmy smiling like, yeah, yes, indeed. It is 1898 and you say, I'm not a social media person. You have to be a social media person. It depends on what you do on social media. Some people are just, consumers of social media. You just go there, scroll, 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 scroll all day. So whereas some people actually go there, see how they can reach more audience, see how they can monetize their skills. So if you're on that level and you know you want to do something, that is the quickest way to reach people that you may never ever meet in your life, but they will benefit from the value that you put out there. I get a lot of people in my TikTok today telling me, "Oh, thank you so much for passing that message." I may never meet those people ever in my life, but I've told them something that they will always hold on to. So let's do a quick exercise. Tolu, IBK, everyone on the call. Let's find out what some of our hobbies are today. What are some of our skills? Let's just pen them down. Or if you're too shy, put them on your notes. But I want to see it in the group chat. I want us to put I want us to write out what some of our skills are, and then we can start to think about them in more details. So I'm waiting, guys. Taiwo, please pen down what are some of your skills, what are some of your hobbies. And I know some people will say, "Oh, I don't have a lot of skills or I don't have anything." That's not true. I'm sure there are things that you like, that you enjoy doing, or things that you've even been thinking about as well, that people have been saying, "Oh, you're really good at this thing." Yours could be even photography. Like you take photos for people, and people be like, "Wow, I." I remember like in my old church back in the day, there are certain people before I got married, when they took photos of me, I'll be like, "Oh, you're a really good photographer." If I don't see them in church, I'm calling them, "Why are you not in church today? You need to snap me," right? So thank you, Ola. Catering and content creation, amazing. So we're going to start to think about these things. I'm waiting for other people as well. Rashid, Taiwo, IBK, what are some of the things that you guys consider or your interest or your hobbies or skills? Your skills are really what you can do better than an average person, right? So is you making money? I love that energy. That's massive, because if that's your interest, then that means you'd always think about ways and strategies on how you can ensure that that funnel doesn't end, right? So very important. Now, just delving into how can we monetize these skills. So we're going to put them into three different categories. So amazing. Noah's already doing a really good job putting some things on the screen. So when you think about, like, we have like three different types of skills. And please, you can feel free to pen this down. We've got your service-based skills, we've got your knowledge-based skills, and you've got your product-based skills. So when you talk about your service-based skills, so that could be like you're providing a service to people. So I think IBK put over there makeup. That's a service, right? Hairdressing, that's a service. Tech support, freelancing, those are services. Fashion, styling, those are services, that you're providing to people. So those are your service-based skills. And as you start to categorize them, you could fall into all the three different categories, or you could just be in one. It's just to think, this skill of mine, how can I not just put it on the table? Even the Bible frowns against it. Just letting your talent waste away. The Bible frowns absolutely against it. So the goal should not be, am I going to get into 9 to 5? I know we preach tech a lot. I know already hinted about that. That is even like a starting point. That is a starting point. That is not the destination. It's for you to understand the Australian landscape, the market. How do I relate to people? How does it work? How do organizations run? What's the culture? What's the structure? So you can take all of those knowledge into your own business, into your own skills. The truth is, when you think about what you do as an employee, it's a whole lot, and there's a limit to how much you can earn. There's a cap to the growth that you can experience, and that's the truth. Okay, so now the second one is your knowledge-based skills. That's similar to what we do at Sync Skills. So tutoring, coaching, consulting. Some of you lot are really, really good in even like teaching people mathematics as an example. You think, oh, because I'm not in Nigeria. No, you have platforms like Oloja Hub, where I know a lot of parents today that they are looking for the experience that they had in Nigeria, where they had like extra coaches for their children. They're looking for people who have those skills that can support their kids. Like, oh, you know how to teach Igbo language. If I saw someone who was really, really good at teaching Yoruba today, I'll hire them, because I really want my son to be so solid in speaking my language. Right? Those are a lot of things that you can start to think about. Create a curriculum around it. Pitch yourself, market yourself, pop yourself on platforms like Oloja Hub, and let people start to know you. By the way, it's for free to put yourself on Oloja Hub on how you can do these things. Yours could be, oh, you know how to play piano really well. You could pass that knowledge on to other people that are needing. You may think, oh, people are not looking for this knowledge. That's not true. And that's another exercise that we're going to do today. Once we identify these skills, we're then going to go a step forward. We're going to do a research on, are there people who are already making money off these skills of mine? I'm sure all some of these things that I'm seeing on this channel, you can instantly already name 10 people that are already making money off it. So why are you not making money off yours? Because that's a valid question that you need to ask yourself. Are people actually already making money off this skill of mine? Or someone said, I love farming, amazing. Content creation and writing, amazing. Making money, fashion, makeup, catering, content creation. I'm seeing a lot of content creation. I guess, Noah, perhaps we run another session on just content creation and how to get started, as I think that'd be really
Yeah,
valuable.
we have
You
Ari
know,
here. Ari will share as
exactly,
well.
Ari. So and Ari's going to talk to us in a second about that. So, but just nailing down the different types. The other one is a product based. Okay, so you could have a physical product or you could have a digital product. One thing that myself and Noah realized is, and this is not bragging, we do have a lot of knowledge that are sitting on our computer. Like literally things that we wake up and write, and it's literally just on our computer. And I'm like, if it's on my computer, how do I put that? How do I give that to someone? How do I help someone out there that needs this? And I bet you also have a lot of skills that are just sitting up there. You haven't penned them down, you haven't written them down. A lot of people have knowledge today that you can pretty much you can the technology has advanced so much that you can literally create an ebook in an hour based on what you know that someone doesn't know out there. So if you're looking at product based, we're looking at your physical product or your digital product, things that you can start to package. Digital product is probably even easier. Just launch yourself on platforms like Thrivecart or even Amazon or Seller and start to put it out there. And that's where the whole importance of content creation comes in, because you would have built an audience for yourself. So, guys, when you're talking about how do I identify my monetizable skills, you need to put them into those three different categories. The first one, you identify what are these skills or talents or interests of mine that I know that I have, or that people have pointed out and say, Victor, you do this thing really well. Or like, wow, your design are terrific. How did you put this clothes together? How did you, so some people, their skill would surprise you. It's really helping people to arrange their wardrobe. When I say arrange their wardrobe, like put your pieces together in a way that you would be a fashion icon when people see you. That's their job. Or some people, some of you lots, when people come into your house, your interior is spot on. The different colors in your house is spot on. You have the skill to help people arrange their house in a way that it looks like you're entering a studio. Those things are things that you can start to monetize because it's a skill that belongs to you. First part, identify. Once you identify, do your research. Are there people in this world that are already making money off the skill that I have? If there are, that's a good indication. Hopefully, it is not overly saturated. And even if it is saturated, they are not going to do it the way you do yours, because that is also another fear that people have. Oh, there's already a lot of makeup artists, but there's not a makeup artist that bears your name or that's got your skill. So it depends on how you then try to launch yourself to slightly differentiate yourself. This is what I offer. This is what I bring to the table. These are the simple things that I add to mine to make me a bit more attractive. And the third part is then to try and identify, okay, my skill, is it service based? Is it knowledge based? Or is it product based? Where do I sit? Or is it a blend of all these three? Where do I sit into that? Where do I sit within those realms? And that's super important, guys. Remember, in 2025, we know and we are taking absolute control over the outcome of our lives. I know for a certain that I would take charge of the things that I do this year. And I'm not going to allow my mind to tell me otherwise. You say one thing, myself and I were chatting this morning, and we were just talking about the importance of the mind. And sometime Earlier on in the week, I haven't been feeling my best. But even in that state, there were things that I was able to do, even in difficult situations, that I otherwise wouldn't have done if I was not presented with that situation. It tells you that the mind goes a long way and the mind does play a lot of trick on you. So you can't listen to your mind all the time. My mind says, oh, I can't do this, or my mind is telling me that I shouldn't do it now. I should do it later. There's no such thing. Yesterday was the best time to start anything that you want to do. So I want us to please take note of that. And remember, if you want to start to think about, all right, these are my skills, these are my interests, this is where my passion lies, and you've done the research, are people making money out of it? You've done your categorization. All right, what's the best way? How do I put myself out there? I'll probably let Noah tell us about that. How do I then put myself out there? Once we're
Mm.
done with that, we'll go and we'll speak to Victor and Emmy on how they put themselves out there. But
I
how
think
do
we
I put
should.
myself out there? Or do you want
I
us to go
think
to Victor and Emmy?
Yeah, let's go to Victor. Let's hook them. So if you want to know
Okay,
how you're gonna put yourself out there, so stay tuned, and you're gonna learn
amazing.
from Victor and Ari as well from their
Yep.
insight. So let's
All right.
cross to Taya.
Let me cross to Victor very quickly. Thank you so much, Victor. Please unmute your microphone when you're ready. We have got Victor on call with us today. Victor is a fashion icon himself. I'll let Victor do his intro. I'll let him introduce himself to us. So, Victor, did you want to do a very quick intro of yourself? I know that we are really, really grateful for having you on the call. And I guess one thing that instantly stands out and jumps at me when I think about, your journey and what you've done for yourself is really, what would make a man decide, I'm just going to go for this? Like, I'm in a foreign land. This is Australia. I could do other things, or I could even forget that I have skill in doing this thing, but you're still pushing on. So I really want to appreciate that consistency, that passion, that excellent spirit of yours today, Victor. Amazing work you've done for yourself. Did you want to just introduce yourself to anyone who is joining, newly, who is just on this call, who you are and what you do?
Oh, thank you very much, Tayo and Noah. Appreciate you guys for having me. And for the audience, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining from, whether it's Nigeria, UK, Australia. My name is Victor Mwaokike. I'm an immigrant in Australia. And when I was reached out by Sin Skills about to talk about this topic, I was very excited because this is something that I love doing. I happen to I love speaking, not that much like personal, but like to the public about how to impact, make a difference in people's life. And looking from my bio here, it says I'm the founder of docman.com.au. That's like a fashion website where you can get your outfits, whether it's a shirt, accessories, watches, it's branded items. So anyone you have, you're just the only one that have it anyway, so that's fine. Um, I will speak on the topic where I'm going to share my journey and my experience in this area of expertise. I wouldn't say that we are there, but yeah, like Noah said, it's we are getting to the fast lane, and yeah, this is 2025. We have to keep our foot on the pedal and keep it running. So getting into Australia, anyway, I'll start from before I came to Australia. I studied computer science in Nigeria, and yeah, I'm good. I like being on the computer and writing code, but it's not something that I found interesting because I don't want to stay on the computer for 8 hours trying to write codes and not joining things happening outside because I love sports. I play football, soccer, whatever you call it. So I like to have some time for myself, and that's one of the reasons. I'm coming from a background where my parents are business owners, so I got very much exposed into the business settings quite very early in my life. And coming out from the university, I straightly started my business back in Nigeria because, of course, who doesn't have a business in Nigeria anyway? So when I left, I came to Australia as a student. Like you guys said earlier on, you be conditioned that yeah, you have to do the shift. But anyways, yeah, you have to do the shift. Yeah, sure, you have to, so you can get yourself going. Doesn't matter where it is, whether it's a factory or care jobs, you have to put yourself out there, at least earn some money to survive, because here nobody's helping you, which is not bad, right? But at the time, I started feeling like, how long am I going to do this? I don't want to wake up 5:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning having to drive 45 minutes to work. If I have a family, is that how I'm going to leave them and then jump out there? Possibly my kids might not even know what their dad looks like. Um, in Australia, you have nobody's looking after your kids. So what do you expect? In Nigeria, you can say, okay, my neighbor beg, I they come, just look after this child for me, I they come. But here you can't do such, right? If you try, it's either child safety come for your kids, or anything might happen, and whatever, you lose your kids because it's not done here, or you have to spend like a lot of money putting them in childcare, which if you do your research, you know how much it costs to have them there. So that's why I actually feel like, oh, since I'm here, and I think I have to start something. I have a couple of skills for myself. Right, I build websites as well, and because it's a service-based business, like Tayo said, I also have my downside about it. Yeah, it's good anyway, but I feel like I wanted something that I have to do even if I'm not there. Like my presence wouldn't matter. I can sell my product without me being there anyway. So that's why I decided to start my clothing brand and sell clothes to people. And Australia doesn't really have much kind of quality like Nigerians enjoy, So I looked into that and I'm like, oh, if I can get these things coming in here at an affordable price, I think there should be a way out for me here. And that's how I started, right? Because when I finished my school back in Nigeria, I started looking into the business aspect. I read a couple of books, which one of them happens to be Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I was reading the books, but as a Nigerian, I didn't really understand what they were saying, like rat race. I was like, in Nigeria, we don't really have rat race like that in Nigeria, like, because you see people having shops, having business. So I didn't really understand. They said your house is not an asset, it's a liability. Then I look at where I live in Nigeria, I understand. Yeah, we can buy our house in Nigeria, and with a couple of millions, you're a landlord. So why would you say this is not like an asset? But until I moved to Australia, I began to understand how this thing worked. Like he was speaking from a Western point of view, not for us who are Nigerians or immigrants, because we know you can with any amount you can go to your village and just buy and make up your house. Nobody's coming to tell you, oh, you can't build anything here, or
Yeah.
you have to get insurance, you have to go through mortgage. No, nobody's telling you that. But coming
Yeah.
here is different setting, right? You have to go through that channel. You have to go to the bank. You need to get the money, and then they have to look at how much you're making and see if they can give you, and then put yourself on the roster, because I call it roster. Every month you have to remit, right? And any day you don't do that, you know what comes for you, right? So it's something that I have to start thinking about, like, because I'm a deep thinker anyway. So I said, no, I don't want this kind of lifestyle where I have to, work all my life just to make that. If you're traveling, you're thinking of, okay, if I'm traveling for 2 3 months and I don't have income, does it mean my mortgage is gonna be, they're gonna come for you anyway?
Yeah.
So you have to be present. You have to be present. You have to work that shift, whether you're happy there or you're not, because you don't want to lose your house. So that's one of the reasons why I felt like, yeah, I should do this thing, because I love my freedom, right? So, and getting into the fashion business of my clothes hasn't been easy anyway, but yeah, we're still there. We're still putting ourselves out there. And the interesting thing about it is having people call you up, knowing what you do. Hey, how far you get this thing? You have this thing, Even the day that I'm not working, somebody can come up and say, I need like 3 or 4 shirts. I'm like, yeah, sure, I have them. And that kind of gives me the motivation to be like, oh, at least, even if I don't work any day, I have the expectations that money is going to drop today. And that kind of keeps me going. And I've got a couple of friends knowing this is what I do. I have my website, I have my Instagram, where I keep putting out content. And talking about the content, and maybe you might be in Australia where you don't really have much time to create content. And the good thing is, like for immigrants, I'm very, very happy that we are immigrants in the Western world, because there you can source out things like in Nigeria where you can literally get things done for you while you are here. You can pay someone, put someone on a monthly salary where you can pay them a certain amount of money, and they'll handle your management for you, your Instagram, putting content for you while you go about doing your thing, because the timing here is way too much. So all those things is what I really, really appreciate. But going into the challenges that we are facing, it's more like having to compete with bigger brands, because sometimes people like to be associated with, oh, I'm wearing Gucci, I'm wearing Louis Vuitton,
Yeah,
I'm doing this, right? But not really understanding what it really means to that these things are brand names. Like sometimes I go to the shops, I look at the shirt they have, I look at mine, I'm like, mine is way more quality than this people, right?
yeah,
So why are people so much interested in this thing? Then I understand is the
right.
psychology of for them selling like the big brands and the big and the
The
name that
talent.
they have made, yeah, they have made for themselves. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're not in a rush. We keep on the foot on the pedal and keep going. And hopefully in years to come, people will be like, oh yeah, I'm shopping from Dockman, and that would be something very, very interesting. And it doesn't matter where I am, whether I go back to Nigeria, whether I'm in Canada or in the UK, sales can still be coming in without
Yeah.
me having to wake up by 5:30 or 4:30 or having to go
Mm,
work on shift that you might not be happy doing. And I also have to spend time with my family as well, my kids. And I think that's every man's dream, to have something to leave as a legacy for their kids. That yeah, you have a business in Australia, even if you retire back to Nigeria, which I'm sure like most immigrants will say, oh, one day I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So if you go back wherever you are, you can still have the money coming in. So it's something that I really, really appreciate. And I'm really happy that I'm here to share my journey as well. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you
wow,
so much. Thank you, Victor, for going
wow.
down the memory lane and just giving us that much detail. Before I cross over to Emmy, I had a question for you, Victor, and I know a lot of people would be interested in finding that out as well. So, obviously, coming to Australia on a student visa and having to go through education and doing a whole lot of things, at what point did you decide, now I'm just going to launch this business in Australia? I'm going to start. Like, what were some of the limitations that you would say you faced, or what was there any point where you said, where you thought, I don't think I can do this, or was it always, I'm going to do this, I don't care what happens? Like, what did that journey look like for you? How did you decide, I'm going to start and I'm going to slowly gradually create a name for myself in this country? Like, what did that look like for you? Because starting is always very hard for a lot of people, I know for a certain. And I know they'd be really interested in understanding how you pretty much went into that, wore those shoes and said, yeah, I'm starting. How did that journey start for you?
Well, before Dockman in Australia, I've had series of businesses in Nigeria. I
Right.
sold laptops, I sold accessories, smartwatches. So, like I said, I was exposed to a family where business is the only thing that my parents did. So it was quite, I wouldn't say easy, but it's something that I can say, oh, I'm gonna do this, and it doesn't matter because I don't need permission from anyone to do it. Right? It's gonna take me money to do a couple of things, and like getting the products and building the websites and getting other things. So the challenge is being a student in Australia was like having to manage like myself, my time, and also having to be there to push the business as well. So things like that were the challenges. But for me, I see it like this is money. There is no need to be ashamed of it. A lot of people are scared of what people will say, of being ashamed of what they're doing. But I see it like this is me doing what I love to do. Right? I like money. Like someone said, they're making money is their hobby or what they like.
Yeah.
So I would say that it's me, right? But I have to do it legally while also impacting
Yeah.
lives as well. So once I thought about it, even the first time that I landed in Australia, I was with a couple of friends. They were like, "Oh yeah, you have to get work." I'm like, "Yeah, I have to," but for me, all I just want to start here is business. I told them like
Right.
days after I arrived Australia, I'm like, Because when I was in Nigeria, we have like limitations of people having to pay from their home. People were scared in Nigeria to put in their cards and make purchases. So it was a very big limitation in Nigeria where you have to do like pay on delivery, sending your goods from the east to Lagos, and the driver have to tell you when somebody comes, you have to collect money. So it was a little bit too much of a hassle. You don't have to send your goods, but here, setting up the platform, anybody can go online, do their purchase, you get it. Use Australian Post, get it delivered to their houses, which is something that even when I was there, I saw people here in Australia, you know, people sold things like in America. I was like in Nigeria, I'll be like, it's only the environment that is making me not to do this. If I find myself in places like this, I'm sure I'm going to do it. So when I came in here, it wasn't like big of a thing to think about, right? I already have my ABN to do my taxes and stuff like that. So I felt like, why wouldn't I? It's not going to cost me anything. I have a car. My inventory is, some of them are in my car. It doesn't matter where I see you, or first thing I'm going to tell you is like, I sell shirts, right? I sell these
Mm-hmm.
things. So you can get one of them or two of them, and yeah, people can come in and buy you $50, $100, which is something very nice. So it's very nice, because if you are working like at the shift jobs, which most of us do, you also need that side hustle, which can also make you to feel relaxed. Even if you don't work today, there is hope. There is
Yeah.
hope. Yeah, you can sell something, and if you learn the skills of selling and marketing, and you leverage social medias, there is no amount of money that you cannot make through your business or your services.
Compound.
That's it. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Victor, you just come here, you're spitting fact. Too much
That's
fact. I'm just
profound.
enjoying you talk. Oh my God. Thank you. I think it's because I can relate to all what you're saying. Like, God, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I just wanted to, because I've seen a couple of comments. People are like aspiring content creator, and there's always this thing about content creation where you're like, will my family like this, will my friend like this, what would be their opinion? As a business person, what is your experience? Have you done a content before and somebody's like, you shouldn't have said that, oh, you're stupid, why did you say yeah, do you want to share your experience there?
Well, like I said, I'm not. Once it comes to business,
Yeah.
if since I'm not stealing your money, I don't
Mm.
really, doesn't really matter what you're doing, right? What you have to say, it's not of my opinion. I go to where my Nigerians play football. I open my car, like, oh guys, how far are they? Say share to, like, things like that. People come in and buy, and from their reviews, I'll be able to see, okay, where do I improve on this? Because I've got a
Yeah.
couple of my inventory. I normally have my manufacturer in China, so because I have vast of networks of people and friends all over anywhere, I can easily
Yeah.
have them go check out my inventory and be like, oh, this material is good. This one is good. And then when they get it, I'm like, oh, let me share with a couple of my friends. How far, guy? Test this thing. How is it going? How do you like it?
Mm.
Quality as well. Like most, even the watches I have as well, they're all branded Document as well. So all these things, we are like, when I see them, I don't really look at the immediate things like people are telling me right now. I just look at it in the future. I see it like the things that, like, the impact in 10 years come, 15 years come, because running a business with the mindset like, oh, make I just chop, that's the thing, right? And that's going to make you not to move
Cool.
forward. So I
Yeah.
structure my business in such a way that every money that comes into my business have to stay somewhere else. It doesn't matter what happens, right?
Mm.
So this one pays for the rent, but this one is for my business. I have to put it back into the business as well,
That's
Yeah.
good.
in different ways. I either use it to restock inventory, or pushing the advert there in the outward there and get it. But people say it's saturated, but I'm also like a very positive thinking kind of person.
Yeah.
So most of my shirts, I kind of pass knowledge into my shirt for me. Like I have a couple of shirts that says whatever makes you happy, right? So when people see like, oh, I like this thing, whatever makes you happy. I have one that says things like abundance, because I believe in abundance, right? There is no limit to
Mm,
energy.
mm,
Most of my
mm,
shirt designs is from a place of positive thinking, where people
mm.
can wear it and they feel like, yeah, they're wearing something positive on themselves with nice quality as well. So everything that I do is not really about how people are going to perceive it, because of course people are definitely going to say things, like people will say, how far this the way they say, now you sure say you get ABM, like people try to put you down. And
Yes. Yeah.
well, for me, I'm strong-headed in things like that. And I've been doing sales right from Nigeria. I sold from street to street. I sold like supplements into all these network marketing days in Nigeria.
Ah, okay.
Oh yeah, I really know how to do follow-ups on people and things like that. The only downside is just how to manage your time coming back from work. Sometimes you finish at 10. Sometimes
Yeah.
you have to sleep there, that you don't have your things to do the content and things like that. But my way forward is just put out the camera anywhere you find yourself. Like I go to TikToks, I see people doing content regardless of anywhere they are. But I think one thing that people tend to forget is they always want it to be perfect, right? They want to
Yeah.
get perfect. Oh, I don't have a good background. I can't do video. I don't
Yeah.
have, I'm inside a public transport. I can't do video. They want to have a good setup, right? But from my experiences, most of the things that I have actually wanted to get before I can start my thing, I started, then I can acquire them. If you need the setup that you need, if you want to get every single thing done, you need the iPhone 15 Pro Max before you can start. You need the nice computers, the laptop, and monitors and screens. Trust me, even when you have those things, you cannot do it.
Yeah.
You cannot do it. So it's all about just doing what you're doing what you're doing. Like Amy here is always like in the streets shooting things. Doesn't matter whether it's perfect. The thing is all about people seeing you, and when you're seeing you, you can get feedback from them. And when you get feedback from them, you can say, okay, this is what I have to work on. By there you can start reaching out to people who are way higher than you, who can show you, okay, right, this is not what you're doing, because people want to associate with good things and all the stuff. But if you're not putting yourself out there, not really sure you can do
No,
anything meaningful. Even when you have like $200 million, you can't do it because it's not
no,
who you are, right? And
no.
so money business has to be inside of you. You have to look it outside the profit. You have to look outside whatever it is, because when you are running these things, it's actually whatever it makes you to become, that's who you're going to put into it. Even if somebody comes and say, okay, take $10 million, go and do this thing, you will not do it. You see somebody that has 200,000, we do it better off than you do, right? So most times people are waiting to have the right setup. You cannot start with the right setup, right? You can start as little as you can. I've seen people started brands with $1,000. I've seen people started brands with $2,000. I've seen people started brands with 500. I've seen people done a lot of things. Doesn't matter. What matters is your mindset and how you intend to make yourself known. Thank you.
Profound. Thank you so much. I still got a question for you later, and just
I
think
did.
about it. I want your feedback on this later,
Yeah.
and to areas. And the question is, does business change you? Doing business, being an entrepreneur, does it change you? So I'll get that. Just think about
Oh,
your response. But let's
I'll put it down somewhere so I can.
yeah, yeah. So let's. But thank you so much. I appreciate how you said. I'm not just selling a shirt. I story tell. Like I tell the story of the shirt, which is
Yeah.
what makes you different and unique.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like that you're knowledgeable. So we're gonna cross to Ari, but Docman, you've got a question. I think Ibukun is asking, do you make design
Ladies
ladies?
t-shirt.
Just answer that
Most,
very.
most of my shirts, of course, we always say it's unisex, but men love shirt more than women. So women can also wear my shirt. I have a couple of female customers as well. So yeah,
Okay.
women can wear. In terms of customization, for now we're not doing like print on demand, if that's what you mean. But as time goes on, we have some machines that we're gonna get, so that whatever you want, we can just do it in and just deliver it. But for now, we have like specific designs that we actually have currently. Thank you.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And this is an idea for somebody. If you are good with printing on demand, you have that machine or skill, you can
You can link
collaborate,
up.
right? And then like,
Yeah.
hey, Victor, let's chat. I get your customer, I do the printing, all of that.
Yeah,
Business
Yeah.
has
exactly.
started, right? All right, thank you
Definitely.
so much. Let's cross to Ari. I know it's been itching to dish that wisdom. I can't wait.
Arius being like, can't wait. Especially knowing that we have a lot of people who I was actually really impressed and should I say surprised as well that a lot of people
Yeah,
are actually really interested in content creation because that's what I love to see. I think that
yes.
that's really amazing that we have a lot of people, interested in content creation. So, Ari, will be really, really keen to hear. I guess I'll just throw this one. I just want it nice and sharp. And for someone who is on this call, is thinking, how do I get started? So, when you think about content creation, in your opinion, as of today, what would you say someone should start from? Meaning, what should they start with? Where else should they start? And when do you think they can start? Like, what do they need? What are the things that they first need to craft out? Like, what's a starting point? What does that look like? So I'm thinking more from a gadget point of view and also from a what to say point of view. Like, what would you say is a starting point for them? And after that, you can also do a bit of an intro about yourself as well, just so they understand that they're hearing from an expert, not just a ordinary person, an expert, an actual expert. Amazing. Over to you, Ari.
Thank you very much, Tayo and Noah, for having me on the platform today. And Victor, quite an inspiring journey. Thank you so much for sharing. So, quickly to answer your question, when for people that are interested in content creation, when do you start? The time is now, like right now. That's when you start. And what do you need? Basically, just like Victor mentioned, you have to start with what you've got. Don't wait for when you have the newest camera or newest gimbal or whatever. Just start with what you have. So along the line, you're going to hear that in my personal story. So quick introduction. My name is Mecca. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm a student here in Australia. I live in Brisbane, and I'm a mobile content creator and also a videographer. I love telling stories with videos. So I cover people's events and birthdays, weddings, engagement parties. And I also make videos presently I make videos for my school and other, organizations as well. So I create content for them. So back to what I was talking about, like what do you need? You need to start with what you've got. Personally, most of my I started with a 13 Pro Max, right? I could have gone and gotten a Sony camera. I could have gone and gotten the best camera or whatever digital camera in the market. But first, you have to identify your skill. Let your skill speak for you. Let your skill market you first. As long as you've got the skill, people don't care the what you're shooting your videos with or what you're making your content with. People are going to key into what you have to offer because you've got the skill, right? So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So back in Nigeria, I'm from a family of business. I grew up in business. I was introduced into business quite early. And back in the day, I used to buy stuff from AliExpress and also sell. When I was in Nigeria, I used to buy stuff very cheap from AliExpress and then sell like times 10 of the price or something, So that is what I used to do. I've always liked business. Probably that's why I've got a couple of diplomas. I have two diplomas in business management, and also I'm studying business management at the moment, trying to get a bachelor's degree in the field as well. But that's not the case. This is me trying to learn how to nurture this skill. It's not like I'm studying to get a skill, get a job to work for manage someone else's business or something. This is me trying to know the back end of managing a business. If I'm gonna run a business, I need to know how to manage this business. I need to know how to make this business grow, and be sustainable. So today, if I have the time, I'm going to, because there's this question that a lot of people ask. People find it difficult to identify their skill.
Yeah.
How do I know what skill is? And
Yeah.
the second question is, how do I know if my skill is monetizable? And
Yeah.
then another question is, how do I go about monetizing this skill? So
Yeah.
first, if I have the time, I'm going to, if you have
Yo,
a
crack
right,
on, crack on.
thank you very much. If you have a writing material, please take some notes, because you're going to, this will be really helpful to you for your journey. So first of all, how do you identify if your skill is monetizable? So first you have to identify if you have a skill, right? Or have an interest in a skill. So now the question you ask yourself, one question is there demand for my skill? Are people ready to pay money for my skill? You know, and also the second question you need to ask yourself is, does your skill solve a problem? That is a very, does it save time for people? Does it improve people's quality of life? Does it make life easier for people? You could have a skill and this skill doesn't really, cause any change in the world. These are the questions you need to ask yourself to identify if your skill is monetizable. And the third question you ask yourself is, are people willing to pay a good price for this skill? So if you check this aspect and you find out that people are not really willing to pay so much for this, I mean, that's how you know that that is not a sustainable, something that you can monetize. So another question you can ask yourself is, can you do it better? Can you do it faster? Can you do it cheaper? So one of the things when you plan to start a business is you do a SWOT analysis. So S is the strength, W the weakness, identify your opportunities, and you identify your threats. So what is your strength? So for me, I create content, right? And there's a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
And people that are actually doing it with better devices than I have. But one of my strengths is that I deliver very quickly. Like I could cover an event, right? My target is to deliver that job within the week. I have never had a job that I delivered past 1 week.
Hmm.
So my target is to deliver that job within a week. And also another strength of mine would be, like, I place a challenge on myself that the event or whatever shoot that I do now, the one that I do after that one has to be better than the one I did previously. So, and that has been a way that I've measured my growth, and it's been very, very consistent. If you go back to videos that I did maybe last year or something, you would always tell that there is a difference. So, can you do it better? Can you do it faster? Can you do it
Hmm.
cheaper? The
Hmm.
stuff that when it comes to photography, videography, and all of that here in Australia, it's very expensive. Ask people that have tried to book for events, weddings, and all of that, you will find out. But here am I doing that thing for you on a cheaper price. Not that it's cheap, but a little bit lesser than what you can get. And then you're almost getting, like, you're getting a very good quality. So personally, I haven't spent money on advertising. That's crazy. Like Tayo said that most people say, oh, I'm not into social media thing and all of that, bro. You need to be into, yeah, all of that's where the world is. So I was talking with this business owner when he was checking out my stuff, and then he wanted me to shoot a video for them, like for promotion purpose. And then I wanted to know about their presence online, and then he said, "Oh, we don't really post. We barely put." I'm like, that's the first mistake that you have to correct. If you're trying to put your skill out there, you have to embrace social media. You have to put yourself out. So back to the questions, and the next one you should ask yourself is, can you scale it? Is it scalable? In the sense, can you write ebooks? Can you put tutorial videos on YouTube? All of that based on your skill. That is how you create passive income. So if you can do that, that's a good one. And then the final question you have to ask yourself is, can you reach customers easily? You have to spend a whole lot of money before you reach your customers. That is you cutting short, like you're spending way too much on trying to get across to people. So if it's medium for you to get to people, it comes across quite easily for you, then you're on the right track to monetizing your skill. So, for instance, you could take advantage of networking. You could take advantage of joining events, going to events, talking to people, and most importantly, when what you do is good enough, people are going to refer other people to you. So that is why I've told you that personally, I haven't spent a dime on advertising. So all the jobs, I do a job for someone and they go tell another person, or someone sees my video pop up on their feed or something. They're like, oh, that's good. I need to contact. That's how I've been getting my clients as well. So if your answer to all of these questions is yes, then your skill is monetized. So let me backtrack the second time. So when I came to Australia, or when you go to a new country, you will find out that the life there, trying to get on your feet, it's quite difficult. You're trying to make a living, you're studying, you're trying to study, and all of those things, doing a lot of things at the same time. So you find out that working alone consumes your time and all of these things. Like, you're not even making enough money, but you're putting a lot of time into all of these things, missing out on life, missing out on things that you can experience, experiencing the new environment that you're in. So all of these things had put me in a very uncomfortable situation. And personally, I like to be very uncomfortable. That's how I get creative. I take my out of my comfort zone. When I'm comfortable, I'm too relaxed. So I like it motivates me. That's one of my motivations. So I did the hopping from one to another for quite some time. And back in Nigeria, I have a little bit of experience in photography and photography because I have worked in a studio before. So, and then when I started this, it's just a passion for me. So I actually used to make videos for free for people, like just go to events and create content. Go to food restaurants, make content, put on TikTok. I did all of that for free, and then it dawned on me that, look, this is because after I do that, some of these people get back to me and like, oh, I saw this video. Can you do something like this? I'm like, hold on a second. There's potential in this. I could I could
Yeah.
actually something out of this. So I that's how I began to put a price in. But on the start, I didn't charge what I am supposed to earn. I
Yeah.
offered a huge discount because my goal is to put myself, you know. So, and by the grace of God, I'm somewhere that I'm in a position where I can tell you my price and let my work do the finish the negotiation for me. So yeah, when you ask yourself all of these questions and then your answer is yes, then your skill is monetizable. So the other part that I'm going to teach you guys on is also how to monetize this skill. So first of all, you have to understand your skill and the market demand. So who needs your skill? What problems can you solve with your skill? For instance, I'm going to use my field, for example, content creation. This is something that a lot of people need. For example, like I said, I create content for my school, right? This is because this skill has, distinguished me apart from the rest of the brand. They've identified this skill like, oh, this can be very useful to us, and they reached out to me and like, yeah. So we're doing stuff like that, and also people that are having birthdays, businesses like Victor. Of course, Victor needs our Victor needs our expertise
We
Normal,
need
normal.
your expertise as well.
in the area of promotion and all of that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can see that a lot of areas, if you're into content, I'm speaking to
Yeah.
people that are interested in content creation. A lot of people are interested in your skill.
I'm
Don't
definitely interested, mate.
don't even diminish what you have. You're
Yeah.
sitting on a gold mine. So you have to act now. So you ask yourself, who needs my skills? What problems can I solve with my skill? And look at the market trend. Like we said, the world is going global. The world is, heading towards the social media. And businesses are offline now. They're doing online and all of that. So they need your skill. So another thing you have to do is to build a strong brand and online presence for yourself.
Mm, mm.
Show your work on your social media. You know, I, I I try to post every day. I don't. There's no day that I leave my page just like that. People need to see what you're doing every day. Be in their faces. Just whatever video. It doesn't have to be. I mean, I wouldn't say it doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to create content that is good for people. That when they see, it can reflect your skill. So show your work on social
Listen.
and network as well, and also leverage on freelance platforms as well and gigs. Like if you have a skill, example, Oloja Hub. Yeah, like it's free to host just put your skill, whatever you do, your service on there. So you leverage on these freelance platforms, and um, you can get offers and offer discounts when it comes to pricing your portfolio, so that when someone see your work, it's not about what you say, it's about what they can see. So you can refer them to where your portfolio is, and they can see what you have. And also transition from side hustle. Like for myself, I transitioned from creating free videos for people and into a proper business. So register your
Monetizing. Yeah.
register your ABM, look towards expansion and all of that. And also pricing strategy and negotiation. You have to put the price value, not your time.
Mm.
And that's what I tell people. Most times we're in a country where you could charge per hour, but I don't do that. I charge based on my value, what
Yeah.
you're getting. Not put a price on your value, not your time. How to negotiate, because people will always negotiate, and that's how you get your clients. But also, you have to stay motivated.
Hmm.
Just stay motivated. This journey, I mean, it says putting you on a millionaire fast
Fast
track.
lane.
Yeah.
Fast lane.
But, but the truth is, this when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's a journey that requires patience, right?
Yeah.
It's term goal, so you have to be motivated. Some days you feel like you're not seeing what you wanted to get and all of that, so you just have to be consistent, stay motivated, and also try to introduce passive income, like I mentioned before. Try to create YouTube videos, like get a channel. If your skill is about, I'm to say, for instance, someone said they like farming in the comment section. So if how you could create a passive income on farming is making videos teaching people about farming, agriculture, teaching people how to maybe your
Educating them. Yeah.
let us know how you take care of your fish. Let us know what you give them. You know, that believe me, you have your audience. Forget about the thoughts saying, "Oh, there's a lot of people doing that." No, there's not a lot of people doing what you do. So believe that you have your own niche. For example, someone says they are into fashion, right? Make a video maybe where you're sketching, you're making a design of a clothing. Let us see the before, the process, and the after. So when you make these videos, this type of content, and create and put them on YouTube, this is you creating a passive income for yourself. Because the good thing about YouTube videos is they stay there for a very long time. Even if you're not cashing out from videos right now, next 5 years it could just blow up, and it's there. So just put it out there, and also sell digital products. Like you could host classes on tutorials and all of that. So yeah, with all of this, I'm sure if you've taken a note from how to identify if your skill is monetizable and how you can go about it, trust me, when you begin, you're going to, as long as you love what you're doing, you're going to enjoy it. And we cannot overemphasize the importance of skill in this age. I'm going to talk to Nigerians, people that are in Nigeria. And if you're thinking about moving to a different country, please, even if you don't have a skill, learn something. You can learn how to braid hairs. You can learn how to sew. You can learn how to.
Mm.
You can go plumbing or something. Because when you leave your country to another place, that's when you realize that these things can
The
actually,
goal.
yeah, these things can actually help you in a very long time. So,
The
um,
goal.
very much once again, Tayo and Noah for having me.
Wow.
Like,
Also, if you've got questions,
Wow.
go them.
you guys
I
are like blown. Amazing,
Wow.
amazing. Thank you so
Amazing,
much,
man.
Emmy. I honestly, I have like a lot of notes penned down, like just like nah, it's fitting
Wow.
like so much fact in there. And I can see even the reaction in the group chat. You can tell that a lot of people have gained a
Yeah.
whole lot from what you said. And one particular thing, and Noah, you would agree with me with this, is the ability to be able to increase your value all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
All
So
the time. Yeah.
you guys may not understand what Emmy means by it doesn't charge based on time. It doesn't matter
Mm.
if he spends 15 minutes. It's just still going to charge based on its value, even if it's five. And that's what I say to people. Even on my day job right now, I don't get paid based on the hours of work that I do. I get paid based on the value that I deliver. And in some days, that value may just be in 5 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I don't have to go and sit somewhere for 16 hours and just sit for sitting sake, because
exactly.
I'm getting paid based on the time that I'm putting in. Whereas we need to move to the point where it is based on the value. Emmy could go out there, spend 10 minutes with someone, and it could charge them thousands, because it's not about, oh, you say it's only 2 minutes. No, it's not about that. It's so you need to increase your value. What would make people pay someone $200,000 just to deliver a 30-minute speech? 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Value.
30 value, the value that he has that people don't have. And a wise man says something. He said, people will buy your standards, not your
Mm.
presence. Your
Mm.
standard is your skills, your mindset, your
Mm.
belief, the value that you have. So
Mm.
whether or not you're there, if you have it in an ebook package, they will buy it. If you
Yeah.
have it in a video package, they will buy it. Why? Because they
Yeah.
are buying the standard that you offer. It's not just about, oh, until you're physically present. Victor says something powerful, that I don't have to be physically present everywhere for me to make money.
No.
No, no, that's
Tapping
the
key
slow
card.
lane.
No.
No,
Mm-mm.
exactly. So it's all about thinking, how can I continuously every single day, increase that standard of mind, because that's what people will buy eventually. That's why you can say, I don't need to be physically present. Some people just put a strategy document together, literally a document, and consulting firms, they get paid thousands. EY was consulted in my company, literally just to put a North Star together. North Star, just a document. And that
No,
cost
millions.
thousands,
Hmm.
millions of dollars just to get a blueprint from them. And to you, it may just be like, oh, it's just a document. It is not just a document, because they have condensed years of knowledge in that. So that's why I really, really resonated with what you said. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Guys, content creation is not about perfection. It's not about I need to go and buy, or I need to go and buy a laptop. If you use Samsung, use your Samsung and put it out there. If you use iPhone, use your whatever it is that you have.
Yeah.
Just start to shoot. Make sure you use your back camera to get quality. That's all you need. In fact, you may not even have the power to use light. Use natural lighting. Open your curtain. Use natural and just start. From the starting, you grow. From there,
Yep.
you grow. You start to make more money. Oh, let me buy LED, let me buy RGB light, let me buy small. But that's not where you start from. It's not about
Yes.
starting up the gadget. It's about understanding, what do I want to share with people. Again, we're not just preaching, just go and start. Because I'm not a big fan of just go and start. Have a structure. I love the example Emmy gave. Someone said they love farming. You need to start to coach people. How do you look after plant, or how do you look after this particular creature? It depends on what part
Plant
of farm
something. Plant
you're delving into.
something.
Plant something and show us the process. Day one, this is what I do. This is how I water it. This is the light that I get. Like, show us. The people
There's a,
love
a lot. There's a lot you could do
a
with.
whole lot. It's all about sitting down and mapping it.
It's,
If you
it's
sit
even
down,
for see your plant, for us viewers to see your plant grow from seedling
Yeah.
to exactly.
lot to do, a lot of content to create in farming.
A
So
whole lot.
Amy and Victor, I'm publicly begging you guys should join our team of coaches, because you can see some people want to learn content creation, right? Real life now, not ebook thing. So we are going to be organizing classes for that. So we need you to help us coach people. You are a mobile. That's the unique thing that also busts my head. Like, you also like will teach them how to use your mobile phone, the one you already have alone. You can create content. That kind of profound structured that training will be very important for people. And beyond that, you've taught people how to monetize, how to think about it. They learn from that experience. So we're going to talk, but I'm putting that out there publicly.
Yeah,
No,
no,
Yeah.
I feel like the people that are into content creation,
Yeah.
I resonate with them more.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know but if it's okay, can I like share my Instagram so they can check it out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. By all means,
Absolutely.
put it in the
Send it
group
in
chat,
the chat.
please.
We'll send it as well. And
Okay.
speaking about Instagram, so for people that are not aware, we've just had a new baby, myself
Yep.
and Ty.
Yep.
People will not tell us congratulations. Hey.
congrats.
Just had a
Wait,
new
hold on. Are you talking about it? I thought we were talking about product. So when you said new baby, I'm thinking maybe it's a product. So is it
It is a product.
are you talking about an actual human being?
Anything new is a baby now.
I just hooked you.
Anything new is a baby.
I,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just hooked you. That's the point.
That's the whole point. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you, guys.
So please, if you've not subscribed, sorry, I just subscribed. If
Our new
you've
baby
not
can be
checked out
found.
Job, Taya, you want to do the honors?
Yeah, our new baby can be found on IG. That's the baby's name. I've just popped it in the group chat. Thank you, Emmy.
Congratulations.
Amazing, amazing. We'll love you guys to check us out on Instagram. Tolu and team, if you could pop in
Yeah, like
the link, the direct link in there, that'd be amazing.
please, we need you to sign up. So the benefit here is
Yeah.
that we've been talking about skills, how to monetize it, and thankfully, Amy also shared, right. You need a platform where you can network, right? And here we've just built Toloja up. It's going to be a networking hub for specifically immigrant. We are
That's
mostly immigrant on this platform. So you come on board, you showcase the skills that you have. So you need babysitter, you need somebody, that like Amy is there already, Victor is, doing all this fashion clothing brand, and it can even style you for event. You can find
yeah.
in there makeup artists, people that do cleaning services,
Fashion
people
designer,
that can
photography,
teach
everything.
language. There's so many things you can find there. We're trying to build that awareness and get more service provider, and you can be a service provider as well. We want to get into the fast lane, and this is the process, right? And I love the fact that our amazing guests, they are not just saying aspire to Maguire. If you've taken
Practical,
if you've taken notes, right?
practical.
And the next thing Tayo is going to share with you that can literally help you start, right? The thing that will help you start that business, from the legal perspective kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can leave this session today and go and work on that step by step Mimi had shared and the experience that we shared, right?
Yeah.
And reinforce that belief. And then you start your business effectively.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
Tayo, what is
Yeah.
the next thing they need to go do?
Yes, so amazing, amazing, guys. If you guys picked one thing that both Emmy and Duckman said is the fact that just because you're an immigrant or a Nigerian does not mean you should do something in the back of your garage and do things unregistered. Most things a lot of people do is they just say, "Oh, I'm just doing this small business on WhatsApp." Your business is not registered. You don't have you don't understand all of the legal requirements. You don't understand the compliance requirement, which is wrong. So we want to do things the right way. And this is a reminder that you have to do things the right way. At the bare minimum, have your ABN, at least at the bare minimum. You need to be registered. Otherwise, even I would not take you seriously. No one would take you seriously. And that's why we have taken time to create step by step on literally how to set up a business in Australia, written in simple language for you, easy peasy. All you need to do is send us a DM on go to Oloja's Instagram, send a DM and say legal steps, and that would get landed in your DM. So just type in legal steps in our DM and we'll definitely send it to you. It tells you someone asked a really, really important question in the comment section talking about they're on a 482 visa and they wanted to know if they could start their own home physiotherapy. The truth is knowledge is power. This is Australia. You can't just do things because you have the appetite. And I appreciate that question because this person is keen on understanding what are we allowed to do based on the type of visa that we have. What are we not allowed to do? That is what this thing will give to you. Legal steps. What are the things that you need to keep in mind? Step by steps, the links and resources that you need as well for you to get started. We're going to drop it in your inbox. So all you need to do is you have to be following Oloja on Instagram.
And you need
Oloja,
to be signed up to our new
and you
baby
need to be signed up to the platform as well. So you
customer,
go to
right?
the hub. So visit oloja.com.au to sign up and follow us on Instagram as well. Just literally a DM saying legal steps, and that will be sent across to your DMs. Easy peasy in your email. That would help
Uh,
you. And
Thank you so much.
another important thing that we wanted to talk about, guys, which is really around, I know we shared this before in our first webinar, Noah, where we spoke about the fact that how can you get your first paying customer? And that's
Mm,
our 5-person rule. And I think that that's really, really critical. I don't think this session would be complete if we didn't share that. So
yeah.
one thing that we want you to remember is whether you already have a business or you're nurturing or trying to see how you can start a business, you always want to look within first. Meaning, what's the 5-person rule? Have you harnessed the 5-person rule? 5-person rule means you write down the 5 people that
Can
are
see the
already
baby.
in your contact. You write down the 5 people that are already in your contact that might need your skill or your service. Right? So whether they're your church members, whether they're in the group, some of the community groups that you're in, or whether they are in your connection, Those are your first five people. So we call it the 5 person rule. So you write down these 5 people that you know, oh, I actually love photography. This person typically would run event or have this thing. You reach out to those people. So that's your starting point. So what I'm saying is you look at your contact list, you already have your potential customers there. Your first five that will buy from you, and that's the truth. It's not about, oh, let me go and look for strangers first. Look at your contact details today on your phone. You find them, and then you want to send them a message. So you don't just leave it to them until you go out there. The mistake that a lot of new to business people make is they stay on the defensive. They stay on the offensive rather. Sorry, defensive. You want to go on the offensive. Offensive means you go out there and ask people, hey, I've started offering this service. I would love you to, to purchase or buy this thing at a special rate. I'm giving you a discount. Make them feel, it's literally a 3-line sentence. Make them feel special. It's not until you write an email. We're a fan of writing short messaging to people and getting them. Hey, Emmy, I've started offering a photography service. I would love to help you at a special rate as my first customer. Does this interest you? Something like that, just 3-line message, send it to them. And then you have to follow up. You don't just leave it, oh, they didn't reply. Follow up again. Oh, just following up on my previous message. I have just started this business. Are you keen? Or would you like for me to show you what this thing looks like? And that's it, right? So you always remember the 5 person rule, that I have at least 5 people that can consume this thing on my contact list, or 5 people that knows another 5 people that can consume this. And that's how you go from there. Then adding the power of social media. Again, please remember, you're not in 1989. I'm not a social media person. Stop saying that, please. That is not. Don't even stop saying that again. Like, especially if you're really you want to take this monetizing your skills seriously, stop saying that. Literally, one post can expose you. One value added post. In fact, most times people say it is always the post that you least expect. You just wake up, you see 500 new people, they followed you because they resonate with what you shared. You wake up, 100,000 new people followed you because they love what you shared. And that is the power of content creation. Even if you look at your leaders today in this Australia, even in this Queensland, all of them are on social media. I was particularly shocked when I saw Claire O'Neill on social media. Like, what? Sis never even smiled, but she's also out there content creating. We're all on social media. Exactly. You have to be social media person, right? So at the core of everything, guys, you need to think about this key thing. Does my skill solve a problem? Does it save time for people? Am I providing value? Anything that is value led will get embraced no matter what. So we are not a preacher of just go out there and be shabby. Nigerians, immigrants have this culture of under delivering. We don't want to be, nobody on this call should be an under deliverer, please. Whatever you do, you need to put your mind, your heart, and soul into it. You can't be in business just to make money. You need to be in business to create value. When you're in business to create value, money will come. If you can't put one over the other, value first. When you lead with value, you get all of the other outcome. You get the other things that you want. Deliver great value and ask for testimonials. Those ones will speak more for you. Your testimonials, what are people saying about with this service that I've offered? Is it food? Is it makeup? It is not just makeup. Tell them to write a testimony on Google. Tell them to put testimonial on your Instagram so you can repost it. And when people come on your page, they see it. So they see what you've done. So it's always, what do you do if those 5 people don't patronize your product? If those 5 people don't patronize your product, you keep going. It's a starting point. Not everybody will buy from you, and that's okay as well. But guess what? They already know about the product. They already know that your business exists. They already know you, and you won't let them rest. So the idea is not everybody you encounter will buy from you. I may not buy from Victor today, but I cannot forget his business. I may not engage Emmy today, but I cannot forget that this is what Emmy does. And if someone says near me, I'm looking for this, it's going to pop up in my mind. Awareness. So not all these five people, they may not buy from you, but at least they know, oh, Olaito now offers this service. Okay, amazing. And the more you share, the more you'll be top of mind for them. The more they will be able to share with other people that will buy from you. And that's the thinking. And that's the truth. They may not buy from you, but they are now aware of what you offer. And there'll be other people that would also buy from you because you're not just going to stop with five people. I can see no
No.
one wants to share. No one wants to share something.
Just, just a quote from Alex Amosi, right? Once you find leads, right, you will
Never
never be
before.
poor, right? No, and he's saying that I am sure if you look at your contact list, you don't have only five people there.
Nah.
Most of us, we've got at least 200 people, 100, maybe 50. If you go on your social media, you have at least 100 people following you, even if you've not created any content, right? If you go on your LinkedIn, you see people. If you go on your Twitter, if you have whatever platform, you can get 100 people. And if you message the right messaging with the right value, 100 people, even if they don't buy, but it takes 100 people to get one person. But even if they don't buy, they know, like Tyra said, you follow up, you can tell them to refer five of their friends.
Yeah.
My brother Victor said he did network marketing. That is one tactics I learned there.
Yeah.
GNLD, I did it. That was my first job out of school. I wore my graduation suit. I was like going for a proper job. Then they kept us and they were lecturing us on selling tactics. So you will sell this supplement to one person, and that person would sell to five people network, and then that five person will bring another five. It's like a tree. So five, five,
Yeah.
five. And when you get to thousands and 10,000, you get a car. I'm like, what? 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 but but the idea
There you go.
is funny. It's funny. In fact, that experience made me hate sales because first I realized that wow, I'm not interested in selling GNLD. Like Victor, I'm a computer science graduate from Babcock. My parents had spent half a million at that time to send me to Babcock. Now I'm roaming the street with suit, selling GNLD supplements with people that are, I don't like, I was just upset. I was very unhappy and I didn't go there because of boredom. I went for 1 week. I went the second day. But I saw that wow, even my shoe, the sole of my shoe, graduation shoe that I bought, it was already peeling off. I was like, oh no, no, no. From trekking, Victor will know. I trek, oh my goodness.
You're supposed to
I
like that.
all the malls, all the shop, I trek. But that experience is funny today. I was really, really unhappy. I said, nah, sales and marketing, never, I
Not
hate
for
it.
you.
Until now, I love sales and marketing. Why? Because I want to communicate what I'm passionate about. I always want to tell, like Victor said, Victor is putting clothes in his car. Anybody he meets, he say, hey, boy, come buy shirt. Oh, this is my breakfast. This is my lunch. This will help you communicate the value, tell the story. Every conversation, when I meet people, I get to know myself as well. Check my socials and everything. I'm always talking about the things that I'm passionate about, things I'm building. I'm wearing same skills, right? There's
Yeah.
something in the brand. I'm communicating, whether I'm talking or not. In my silence, I'm talking about what I'm passionate about. So, how do you handle negative comment? Even this webinar, somebody has fired me online, right? When they say, I know you want to advertise, this and that. I'm like, okay, at least I've created value to want to advertise something, right? At
Yeah.
least if I didn't create value, what am I going to advertise? Right? You think about it. So it's shut up. I'll create content
Literally.
and somebody would give so many negative comments and send me negative comments in my DM. Yeah, I'll just move on. I know the people I've helped. I've seen the result. I've seen families, how they rejoice. Is it your comment that would affect me? I've been
No.
dragged on Insta blog before, so negative comment is not something that affects me. Ask Victor, and you see, Amy is smiling like that is
Even
normal thing, and that's why we say it's not everybody that can do this. But
yeah.
if you try and look beyond that, you know, it would. If you notice, I said I'm going to ask Victor and Amy a question. Like, does entrepreneurship does it change you as a person? It has definitely changed me because for me, I'm a shy person. I'm very shy and reserved, private person. But I realize I cannot be private to make the impact I want to make. I have to be loud where I need to be loud and quiet where I need to be quiet,
Yeah. Balance.
knowing that balance. So whatever you say to me is not a reflection of who I am. I know who I am. I know my value. I know my calling and my impact. So you don't know me. If you put a negative comment, it doesn't move me because I just know that you have limited knowledge about what I'm doing and what I stand for.
Yeah. And also another important thing, I don't know what sort of negative comments you've received in the past. I became one thing I always say to people is sometimes people only put comment out there out of spite, or also sometimes out of the knowledge that they have of the work that you do. Okay, so two things is you can't be moved by people's words. If it's a comment that you genuinely believe, perhaps I need to work on my craft or do something different, because negative is quite relative, right? So negative is very relative. If someone could genuinely see something and say, oh, you could do this differently, we need to be able to take feedbacks as well. So it depends on how they've said it. If they said it in a derogatory way and you don't believe that is a reflection of who you are, or what you've done, you just need to ask for the grace. And those are the things that help you to build what I call reps. The more you get, the more reps you build. There was a time I put a post on TikTok. Oh my goodness, people said all sort of things. Go back to your country, do this and that. Aussies and the post going all off in their minds. At some point, I was like, nah, this is too much. I took the post down. Everyone moved on, right? So you could just kind of need to wait. What does this comment do for me? Does it make me to review the things that I do and do it differently, or is it an absolute false? If it's false, you can correct the person, of course, respectfully. You can correct them and say, okay, I understand you're speaking this way from the place of what you have about me. And that's
Sorry,
okay.
just on saying that Olaiton, and I'm going to give Victor and Amy a chance to also chime in. But
Yeah.
Olaiton, you've got to know that when you start anything, nobody believes you, nobody cares about
There's
you,
going to be
right?
objections.
So we started seeing skills. I know some of my friends that went ever overseas to do what we do, right? And it doesn't move me until we started getting results from
Outcome.
people, and the result is now louder than whatever your opinion is, right? You now hail and say, "Ooh, we went to the parliament house, people clap. Oh, wow, no, tired, this and that." You know, we've had to prove ourselves by value.
We
Now,
keep
let's
working.
talk about what is happening right now. Olojawo, you just built it. He's not yet proven yet, right? And that's why we're having conversation, doing all of this. But watch in 5 years. Oloja Hub is going to be big, right? Better than what it is today. That people that joined early would have made money and all of that. I have a vision.
Yeah.
I'm very clear that this is
Yeah.
what the problem will solve. Is it proven? Sometimes I'm begging people to sign up. I'm probably
Yeah.
begging you also to sign up, right?
Yeah.
It won't always be like that. There will be
Nah.
a point where you will be like, oh, why is my content not ranking on this platform? Oh, I'm a service provider. My content, you will pay to rank, not me begging you to sign up. It will happen. It will happen. People call me today and say, you got this result from my friend. Please, Noah, how do I join your program? Please, Noah, you did hear the word. Please, Noah, please, Tayo, how do I join this program? Right? Value. You got to make your value. See, your friends and family, they will not even support you. They will, like when you start to make, you don't, you are, like I
They may
always
be
say,
quiet in the background. They'll be
they'll be
quiet.
quiet, they'll be watching you. They may even say, this thing you're doing is too much. You just have to be clear in your vision. They are not going to be your biggest cheerleader. It's the value of your work that should speak for you. So if they don't believe you, go and get results that is so loud that nobody has any choice but to
Even
believe.
one question I would love to throw to Olaiton is, you need to own your own narrative. Like, that's going to be super critical. Do you believe in what you're doing, first of all? If you don't, it's going to, people can see through that. So you need to know that you owe the confidence. Whatever you're showing to people, people can see it. So the first question to yourself is, do I actually believe in what I'm offering? Do I think it's the best? If I tell you that I am the best, that's how I own myself. I say anywhere I walk into, I have to be the best in whatever I do. I don't really care what you say. I don't care what you do or what you're not doing. I just know that I go in there prepared and I come in as though I own the room. So you would have to know that your skills are only as valuable as the confidence you sell them with. Are you confident about what you do? If you're not, then you need to fix that. It's internal. So what you have within is going to shine through. If people say, oh, if people don't still believe that it's the best, it's okay. You keep working. You keep showing to people till you never have nothing to, till you never have to prove to them anymore. When you start to have testimonials, when people start to come through, when people start to say, hey, thank you, Olaito, it was from you, I got this, I got it. When you start to have all of those receipts, people won't have a choice than to jump on the train. So you need to ask yourself, if you believe in what you're doing, first of all, what is your confidence level on what you do? That's it. So that way you
Just
move
look
from,
at sorry, just look at
okay,
Amy. Amy now, if you are doubting, he has done big gigs like for James Cook University. Now, are
yeah,
you gonna go say, oh, he doesn't know?
you don't know
James
what you're
Cook
doing.
University. This is my
Yeah.
portfolio here. It's there. It's there. See it, right? If somebody say, oh, these days somebody is talking, are you sure that you can get it? I just sent several job offers. This year alone, I've had 6 job offers, more than 700,000. I just collate it and send. You just shut
Yeah,
up.
just shush
You
you.
just
Yeah.
shut up like, oh, wow, wow. Okay, now I get what you're doing, right? It's proof, So you need to get result for people and show your work.
And
But
show your
if
work.
it is, so if Amy put his nice work and put it in his computer and not post it, is somebody gonna see it out there? No. So it's super important that you, first of all, sometimes you may need to do free work. I've done free coaching, mentoring for 6 years,
Lots.
right? I've done this in Nigeria 6 years. I was part of a community mentoring and all of that. I was not doing any skill. But when it was time to, okay, I need to scale this, then put process in place, right? To then scale it and get result on a massive scale for people. That is how
No,
you build credibility.
can I chip in on that?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah. So, as Tayo said, some people make bad comments just to spite you, right? There are people that just drop hateful comments just to, just for the fun of it. But being a person that's going into entrepreneurship and you want to sell your skill out there, you need every feedback. Personally,
Exactly.
when I make my videos, it's not done until I get my feedback. I don't give out videos and I don't receive. I need the feedback. It's not just getting paid. I need to hear what
What are your
you
thoughts?
think. Yeah. And genuinely, I'm going to take, for instance, people that are into music, right? And you see people saying, oh, your music, it's probably not as good. It's not as hateful as you think it might be. But if a lot of people are saying it, then just try to work on yourself to bring yourself up to a higher standard, that get yourself to a point where you don't even need to sell yourself that much. Personally, if I meet a new client, even for them to approach me, my work has done the selling already. I don't say too much about like what I can do for you or how you love. Nah, it's done already, and that's why you're approaching me, right? And I'm going to tell you, you know, we'll talk about pricing and what you're going to, the deliverables, what you're getting, right? So if you're getting hateful comments, or I'll call it feedback or remarks, don't, it's all about perspective, how you see it. So look into what they're saying, try to make yourself better, get yourself to a point where your value speaks for you. You don't even have to do much again. So every feedback matters. Some are hateful, some are not. Some are just there for you to know the areas that you need to work on. Thank you.
Absolutely. Turn every rejection into redirection. So because you just need to be like very, very mindful. That's why I say negative is relative. What you consider negative, some people may think, oh, that's some feedback. I genuinely need to work on it, because no one is an island of knowledge at all. So spot on, spot on. We do have a 90-day action plan as well for anyone who is thinking of, okay, I want to get started, but I'm not too sure where to start from. What should I do for my week 1, week 2? What should I do in week 3, week 4? We have created, and again, these are free resources and free guides that we're going to give out to you. If you think you're going to benefit from the 90-day action plan on how you can pretty much get your first 5 paying customers, build your social proof, increase your social media presence, automate your social media. Sometimes you put a message on social media and you just get something lands in your inbox. All of those things are automated. So it's keyword linked, right? If you want all of these things packaged nicely for you, again, go into our DMs. You must be following Oloja on Instagram, Oloja_AU, and comment 90-day plan, and that will be sent straight into your inbox as well. I know
Sign
that our
up on
time
Oloja Up first. That's the prerequisite,
requirement.
and then you're following Oloja Up. We've put in time and effort to create this. We've
Yeah,
also opened our private community. So if you're looking to harness your skills, maybe you're just like trying to build your skills so that you can start, monetizing it on Oloja Up, finding your customer, come on board. We'll send you, when you message us on IG, we will send you link to the Slack channel as well. And we're going to be collaborating with amazing people like Amy, like Victor as well. They'll teach you a lot about their journey, right? So it's not just Tayo and Noah. We're going to be
nah.
bringing accountant, lawyers,
Investor
professionals in different content creator,
creators,
different
yeah,
people really, investors, to join our
brokers,
community as
yeah,
we
a
go
lot.
go along. So Oloja Hub is going to be that hub for us here in Australia. So if you want to get tax done, whether cleaning, whatever tax you want to get done, you need to position yourself as well as a service provider, so you too can start to make some money when they are looking for those services on the platform. So thank you so much. Have we still got time?
Yeah, we've got like
Oh,
7 minutes, but I just wanted to say a massive thank you to our guests, both Victor and Emmy. Thank you so much. You both have been absolutely
wow,
terrific. Thank you,
wow,
thank you. The
Thank you very
knowledge, the information
wow.
that you've shared, your time, your mannerism, enthusiasm to give back to the community. We are super grateful. Thank you, thank you. God
I
bless
am
you both.
I'm very, very grateful. You guys are full of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Thank you so much. Final question for me. I know you
Does
guys said you're from family of entrepreneurs, right? Tell me, has business changed you? Because you're
thank
gonna like,
you.
yeah, has it changed? Do you think you've been a different person?
Well, I would say that a lot of things affect the way we live our life,
Mm,
whether we want to acknowledge it or not. What you
true.
expose yourself to, the people you hang around with, and a couple of things. So, the question, has business changed me? The answer is yes. It didn't start in Australia. Like I've been reading the comment, but I just kind of look at them and I just smile, because people don't really understand what it means to be an entrepreneur, like to be in the business. They just feel like, oh, I can just jump in there and do my stuff. You have to build some things. You have to build like a walls in like in your mind, in your eyes, like in your ears. Every single thing has to be bulletproof, right? So if you're too emotional, I don't think that's a place you should be, because trust me, negative comments will come. I don't even see that negative comment. People say things. It depends on how you maneuver them. That really
Exactly.
matters. That's where the ingenuity comes on how you speak, how you respond, putting a smile on your face even when you're angry, things like that. And they all happen to be part of the thing. So business changing you 100%. You have to be strong mentally.
Yeah.
You have to be strong in your emotions. Don't let things to do what to get to you. You just have to be that person that doesn't really care what people are saying, right? So when you are putting out your products out there, you have to also be very strategic. Like when I started my business, I have like a couple of people that I know. These people are big, they have funds, they have money, like
Mm,
they are doing well for themselves in Australia. And I know, oh, I packed a lot, like one or two shirts. I'm like, hey, boss, see, this is what I sell. I gave them out for free,
mm,
for them to put it on. And instantly they were here, they bought like five, six, and also referred other people
oh,
to buy as well. So I was very strategic about it. And people be like, oh, how I would give person shirt? Like, no, that's not how it works. You have to be position yourself in such a way that you are giving value. You don't just
mm,
go and ask. You have to give people something to be like, oh yeah, this is one of what I benefited from this person. So yeah, all those things matters, but it's a journey that every day we keep developing and we keep growing. You have to learn a lot of things. And like people say they are content creators. I think everybody is now a content creator. You can't say, oh, there are some content creators. Like whether you sell clothes, whatever you do,
you
provided you're
have
in the
to.
internet, you are creating content. Like every picture you take, even when you're with your family, even when you hang out, is a content. So you wouldn't say there are some people that are content creators. No, we all are content creators. Provided you find yourself in that social media, you are a content creator. What matters is what kind of content that you are creating, right? Whether you want to have it for fun or you just want to make money out of it. So yeah, that is definitely a very something important that we all should understand. Like you have to work on your emotions. Don't let anything come to you. It's not everything that people say you have to take
You
seriously.
react. Mm,
Right. For me, I don't take anything that people say seriously unless it has to do with like family or maybe somebody like very, very close to me. I'll be like, okay, yeah, why are you saying this? You shouldn't have this kind of opinion about me. But any other thing outside, like when I'm making sales or maybe on my website or whatever, I just take it up like that and I work on them and then it grows. That's just what I have to say. Thank you guys.
Wow. Thank you so much, Victor. That was powerful. Thank you. I hope we are all learning. It's important. Mental health. Oh God.
Yeah, it's very,
Oh
very
my
important.
God.
And some people will be
Oh
like, oh, how do I do this? I just want to chip in this one. Like, I always tell myself, there is somebody out there doing the things that you want to do with less knowledge and wisdom than you have. I don't care
yes.
what it is. There is somebody outside there. You might have the whole master's degree you have, and somebody who has not even entered into the four walls of the university. We do great things than you do. So
absolutely.
when you
Yeah.
look at it that way, it makes you to put yourself out there. Like sometimes when people see, oh, the way you talk is this, yeah. I look at people, most people that have more results than me don't even speak better than me, right? But
Yeah.
kind of things is the reason why I look at myself. I'm like, yeah, this is it, this is that. And I tell other people as well. There are people out there that you're better off than that are doing what you want to do with less qualifications that you
Mm,
acquire to have or
mm,
less knowledge, and they're getting results. So why not at least give it a try and see where it's
Give it
gonna
a
land?
go.
Yeah, thank you.
mm. Thank you. I would say this, everyone has a skill. You have talent. Please develop your talent. Don't let don't blame the system. You can't blame the system. There's an affirmation in the book. Huh? The
King
richest
of
man in
Babylon.
the richest man in
Yeah.
Babylon, right? That I encourage all of you to kind of like check it out.
I'm
It's
gonna
super
write it for
important.
them.
It's important to have that perspective. You can't blame Australian system. You can't blame shift work. You have yourself to blame. Don't allow at the end God asks you all this talent I gave you. What did you do with it? You have excuse. It doesn't matter. Do amazing things. Victor had just said it. There are people that are not as skilled as you, educated as you, kind as you, that are doing and making impact in the world. Entrepreneurship is about making impact in the world. You're trying to solve a problem. Are you going to be perfect every time? No. Is it hard? Absolutely.
100%.
Right? Every day I'm trying to, oh, okay. Just very, very interestingly, right? Let me tell you a quick story. I'm trying to raise funds for Oloja Hub so that I can go and compete with other great platforms like EdTax and all of that. As an immigrant, it's hard. Every day now I'm applying to different accelerator programs just to get into accelerator and build connection and get training. Is no, 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 no. Yeah. But what I've realized that I need to optimize to get more no's, because sometimes when I get no, they now offer me something else. They say, oh, but you can join our Slack channel where you connect with other founders. I'm like, yeah, give me that. Oh, but you can use our co-working space and come and network with the community. Yeah, yeah, give me that. It's not the yes I want, but I get another yes in another thing that will improve my life, right? So I went for an event. I went to pitch to an investor. The investor said, oh, this is great, all of that. Go and get 5,000 customer and active user on Oloja Hub, then we can start to talk about anything. I'm like, okay, that's not a no, Abi. Yeah, it's not a no. But then
It's
he
not really
recommended
no.
so many other resources for me that has been useful. And then I applied to a credit, AWS credit, to host our services and all of that. And they said yes. Just now, I just saw it pop up now. They're like,
Yeah,
we're giving you extra credit. So that means $5,000. I don't need to pay for all those infrastructure for another $5,000, which is great. Right? I was even expecting oh, okay, they've not given me, they are reviewing. Anyway, I was even expecting a no, but anyway, let's see. But the
yeah,
point is, I've got him before, and it's lasted over a year when we're building. The point is, you can get no for something and get yes for something else that will help
that's
you.
right.
You just gotta keep asking, putting yourself out there. Do you think this webinar we hosted, is it easy to come and talk to people like this? It's not easy for Victor to come and face everybody and share their knowledge. It's not easy, but you will always remember that somebody shared this thing. Maybe it helped you, maybe you learn one thing, you will always
Yeah,
remember. And if you don't remember, that's fine as well. But that is how the world works. You give value as entrepreneurs, you give value, more value comes back to you. So it's not about making money when you're starting a business. It's about service, being kind, being humble. So those negative things that you face will not even impact you, because you know you're about what? Service. You're opening yourself up. You're humble. That is a key message. And final thing for me, please, I know I've met some people, they say book is boring. I sleep off. There are so many ways you can read book, but please, you need to, if you want to learn a lot, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing, whether it's operation, whether it's delivery, whatever skill, you can find immense knowledge. In running a business, in a book, I've learned a lot. So please, I encourage you, try to read. If it's 1 page per day, that's fine. You
yeah.
learn something. But thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for
Thank
joining
you
us.
all. Thank you all so much. God bless you. I hope you all enjoy your weekend.
I
Remember,
think Amy, you got last words. Sorry, Tayo. I think you
Oh,
wanted to.
well, I was going to chip in on the effects of entrepreneurship, right? If it changes you or not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say it does change you, but on the positive side. So you become a more intentional person. Like when in the delivery of your service or your products, you're trying to make sure that your stuff is top notch, and then you're more inclined towards managing your time better, and also thinking. You become a better thinker, like you, because you're the backbone and the structure of your business or whatever you're trying to do. So how far it goes determines, I mean, you determine how far it goes, based
yeah,
on the and time and whatever value you put into your products and your services. So with that being said, from my end, I hope
yeah.
I hope you've learned one or two things from this session. It was a very great
you.
pleasure of mine to be here, and this is what I love to do. I'm very passionate about teaching, and also when it comes to my craft, I'm very passionate about it. It's something that I do any time of the day. I could like wake up and start editing videos, or even not sleep or something like that. Yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
find it difficult because it's my passion. So you've got to love what you do, for you to be in it, for you to be consistent in the path. So thank you so much, Tayo and Noah, for the opportunity to share. And yeah, I hope we get the time to have more sessions together. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. VIP list. No worries. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining. God bless you all. We want you to remember that you can achieve success if you're motivated, if you're enterprising, and if you're persistent. If you have those three things, you can definitely achieve success. So it's not going to happen to you by luck. Success doesn't happen by luck. You need to make it happen. You need to go out there and chase through having skills, through being consistent, through persistence. And remember, you want to charge based on value, not time, not hours that you spend on stuff. But I really, really hope that we have all learned one or two things. I hope that we've all taken one or two things. Thank you so much for joining. We are definitely, definitely appreciative of your time. We're 7 minutes past, so we're gonna let you all go right now. Thank you so much, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thank you so much, Amy. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
If you want
you.
to join, if you want to join our community, just message us on IG, right? And we'll send you link for our private community. You will also meet our amazing Amy and Victor as well. They will train you, help you, you heard from them, and help you grow as well. We can share resources as well. Thank you, Ola, as well for that comment. That's the whole point. We want to build a community that is actively working towards progress and prosperity. All right, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.
Amazing. Thank you all so much, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.